स्कैम होगा तो?
ब्लू टिक है शेफ।
Trusted businesses को पहचानो in a flash with Meta Verified Badge. Message privately with multiple layers of protection. WhatsApp. Hackers को stop करो from breaking in. Activate two-step verification. Message privately with multiple layers of protection. WhatsApp.
But needs to stay there.
Low ball. Sal Curran bowled 2 in his previous over. Tom Curran's gone to the change-up. The Durham batters haven't had to do anything to make them make that change. I think that's a positive for them. Surrey start to go to variations at this point, then turning that scoreboard over might become a little bit more straightforward. From Surrey's point of view, they just keep whacking away at that length. There'll be more wickets to come, you feel. Got it up and over, short side. Down there towards backward point, and that is a rare boundary.
Yeah, just a little bit of pace on. A little bit of width as well. Turner can get his hands through it, up and over Clark. There was a little bit of a sarcastic little remark from Tom Curran, who asked if Laurie Evans could perhaps run a little bit quicker.
Making himself popular with his offside field so far. Whipped again, but it'll find Evans this time.
Well, he set up riding cast perfectly, Tom Curran. Have a look at that first delivery, nips back, straight in. So Cast is thinking this has got to come back. What does it do? Just seems away. He's actually, you'd say when you were batting, I actually must be in good nick because I've got a nick on that. Superb bowling.
Down the pitch. That's good. Good approach. .50 comes up. Barely a murmur here in SE11. How's he got that down there?
We've only seen, what, 4 boundaries so far, but just keep your eye on Tom Curran, who's saying to Laurie Evans, any chance you can run a bit quicker, mate? And keep staring, look at him, look. Yeah, that's it. Get your hands moving, mate.
Laurie looks bothered, doesn't he? Another change, slower ball. And that's a pretty good over in the context of what we've seen. 10 runs from it. 52 before.
And then just after you apply, just start to call.
Just silence unknown callers, chef.
Unknown calls जब करे bother. Activate silence unknown callers. Message privately with multiple layers of protection. WhatsApp. कीर्ति को लगता था कि उससे बड़ा क्रिकेट नर्ड हो ही नहीं सकता।
क्या हुआ? यहाँ रवांडा वर्सेस उगांडा क्वालिफायर्स की बात चल रही है। Love it.
Get more into what you're into. Facebook.
Durham will be hoping for the last 2 there, 8 and over, 10 and over. You would think more realistically 8 and over from here. Ackerman or Turner stick around will be doable. Chris Jordan on the attack now for Surrey. Felt the need to turn to any sort of spin. Up with the seamers who have been doing the job for him really well. Dan Worrell 2 for 14, Topley 1 for 17. No doubt himself. Close the innings out. Oh, nicely picked up. Must be the single. Right, you've been sitting on your stool watching these 10 overs unfold. What do you make of it?
Well, like you, I guess, you sort of try and put yourself out there on how you would play it. The bowling's been high class. I mean, no question about that, and the ball's done a fair amount. Again, no question about that. I just think the batting, and the previous comms have said it many times, and I agree with them. Almost played off the back foot where you should be coming down really and trying to smother it. One thing you know, Lids, is the length they're going to be bowling. It's not easy to play against, but you know the length they're going to bowl. That is a fantastic shot, but I think straight back shot's more effective, and that perhaps proves the point.
Yeah, we haven't seen a huge amount of shots time this evening, but this is really nicely timed by Turner as well. He's just stayed tall on the ball and has trusted his hands to go through with the shot. Nice big base. Length delivery that has been working up until now for Surrey. Now for the first time, a bit of pressure on them. Chris Jordan just making a change in the field, so short third has come up and hung on now back on the rope. You feel for the first 10 overs that Surrey haven't felt the need to turn to any sort of variation. We saw, whether it was intentional or not, from Dan Worrell, the Yorker picked him up a wicket. Other than that, he'd just been sticking to that good line and length.
Sort of advantage and disadvantage. What you want as a top order batter is you want to know the length they're bowling, and on a pitch like this, you do get a good clue. On a really flat pitch, bowlers will vary it a bit more, so you're having to guess a little bit more. And because of that shot a couple of balls ago, Chris Jordan will think now as he's running in, maybe I can't just keep bowling length. And so you as a top order batter, you want to be constantly questioning the bowler as he's running in. What shall I bowl here? And I don't think Durham, if they're really honest with themselves when they reflect on those first 10, I don't think Durham have done that enough. And if they had have done it, they still might have had problems. But I think they'd have asked a few more questions of Surrey's bowlers, who are international cricketers, so it's not going to be straightforward.
Bit of a cutter, direct hit as well. It was Ackerman who was at the non-striker's end, who had set off for a single and then sent back. I'm going to have a look at it.
Thanks. We have an umpire review for run out. So if we can, it's fair with the feet, so if we can just go for the best side on angle, please.
Another angle.
Yeah, thank you. Can we go from the other side, please? Thank you. Just take it back one frame, please, just to make sure. Thank you. Through one frame. One frame forward. Thank you. I'm ready to send my decision to the screen.
He just finds a way to get into the game, Sam Curran. What seemed like a complete non-event has turned into the 5th wicket falling for Durham. And it's Ackerman at the non-striker's end who's been run out for 13. Durham 61 for 5. Brilliant summer this year. Open Invincibles. Been outstanding with Fatamble. Brings in the lead at crease. 91 for him. What do you make of that run out 90?
Well, you're right. It was absolutely brilliant from Sam Curran. It would be easy, A, for him not to go for the run out, or B, for him to miss the stump. So, and then he knew that it was just a little hesitation. I don't think he was almost expecting the throw to come in, and therefore a little bit tardy in the way that he got back. And he knew. We were saying here on commentary, you could see his face as that went to the third umpire. He knew that he was just short. Brilliant from Sam Curran. That is a SUR. Right on top of their game here, Surrey. Take nothing away from them. And again, they've just mixed up their lengths a little bit now to Ashton Turner, because they know that length is, well, he's been smashed out of the park, the captain, over before, and he bowled with a little bit of variation. Sam Curran is doing the same. Still think length is a good option, though. He's still doing enough.
Just giving Hader that big side as well. All the leg side boundary is out. Turner on strike.
Plays his cricket in Australia, domestically in Perth. He knows about hard pitches. He knows about playing on top of the bounce. He knows about having to deal with front foot, back foot quickly. And he's settled quicker than anybody else. There's a big role to play now for him if he's going to haul his side to respectability. Don't see anyone doing our ice cream run. I mean, Cork is so full of it, isn't it? We were doing the 100 game up at Old Trafford, I think it was, and he was taking the mickey out, nobody getting an ice cream. He's been with us for the whole summer, he hasn't bought one.
You've had a tough summer, night when it comes to food. Butch stole your lunch at Lord's.
I nearly got Butcher's cheeseburger that's just turned up here. He snapped it away very quickly because he was on comms.
You're right, though, we do owe you an ice cream. £20 that put you out of pocket.
Yeah, I know. I'll try and claim it back, though. Corky's just said he's going to buy me one tomorrow. I doubt it.
Pace off to finish for Sam Curran. Another good over for Surrey. 12 overs gone, 67 for 5.
चाय पे पले बड़े रौनक की जिंदगी बदलने वाली थी।
इतनी भी अच्छी हो सकती है। Any special tips for a beginner?
पाउडर में थोड़ा गर्म पानी डालकर फेंटो।
दालचीनी से stir कर। Now level up. Filter coffee.
और जैसे बात बढ़ती गई, बात बनती गई।
रौनक, तेरी स्पेशल वाली कॉफी पिला यार।
Get more into what you're into. Facebook.
You're right, serious. My son has the most ketchup that I've ever seen on chips, but that's rivaling it. There's no question about that. That is rivaling it.
Popley back into the attack. Do come back for 2. That's good running from Durham.
It's also good batting, and what's going to be interesting here watching this is what Reece Topley does now, because that's length, and length has worked and continues to work, but as he's walking back now, he might be thinking, do you know what, it might be worth a bit of variation here, and that then sometimes, not always, but sometimes works in the favour of the batter. Let's see how he goes about it from here. Length or no length? Let's see. Short of length and pouched in the deep. He can't believe it. Ashton Turner, he thinks he's used to hard pitches that bounce. He thinks he's got on top of the bounce. He hasn't. Pretty simple catch in the deep. More problems for Durham.
He's actually timed this pretty well. Variation from Topley, just running his fingers down the side of the ball, 71 miles an hour. Handy catch in the end, but that was the wicket that they wanted. Ashton Turner, he had done some damage at the back end of this innings, but he finds himself on the way back to the pavilion. 26 of 21, now 69 for 6.
फेसबुक पे रौनक का कॉफी के लिए प्यार बढ़ता ही गया। Get more into what you're into. Facebook.
And then just after you apply, just start to call. Just silence unknown callers, chef.
Unknown calls jab kare bother. Activate silence unknown callers. Message privately with multiple layers of protection. WhatsApp.
Even he couldn't find the boundary. Pitch has done a bit too much, Liz, hasn't it? I mean, back to the first game of the 100 here. A lot of grass on the pitch. It's first game back in the Blast, quarterfinals week, all excited. Big game to kick us off at very, very, very good ground to play T20 cricket. Full crowd, 20,000 in, and we're 69 for 6. I'm not just blaming the pitch, by the way, because the batting could have been a whole lot better. But I think the pitch has done too much.
What about the batter though? When you talk about what they could have done better, especially in that power play, I think Simon Dool mentioned it about using the crease more, not just laterally, but actually maybe sit in your crease deep or come at them, try and turn it into a length, and that is hard to do because of the pace, I suppose.
We've all said it a number of times. Use your feet. Try and ask a question of the bowler rather than let him just run up and bowl length. One of the games you play as a top order player, it's one of the games you play. How can I get into his mind? What's he walking back thinking now? I need to be dominating that thought as a batter. I need to be questioning his mind. What is he thinking? Can't just keep rolling up and bowling length, because if he is thinking that, I'm losing as a batter.
Excellent again from Topley, just 2 runs coming from it and the wicket. And that's the end of his spell. It's been a fantastic one, 2 for 20.
रणजी के क्या मैचेस चल रहे हैं ना? क्या?
कौन राजू मैचेस?
कीर्ति के इस क्रेज को दोस्तों ने क्रेजी समझा, तो वो पहुंची फेसबुक।
लीग का फॉर्मेट चेंज होना चाहिए ना?
उफ, क्या लोग मिले हैं यार। टेस्ट क्रिकेट की बुराई मेरे होते हुए नहीं। ईस्टर्न डिवीजन के स्कोर्स नहीं मिले।
रुक जा, एक दोस्त है।
और सिर्फ बातें नहीं, अपनों जैसों का साथ भी मिले। Get more into what you're into. Facebook.
And Liz, it's not always running at the ball and trying to hit it for 6. It might be running at it and hitting it for 1. It might be taking guard a yard outside of your crease just to change that length. I don't see that happen a lot, or as much as I think I should see it. With batters just taking guard a metre out of the crease, keepers miles away, and you're not exactly facing 95-mile-an-hour bowling.
Burns with the glove this evening for Surrey. Michael Jones, strike 1 of 5 for him so far. Up and over, extra cover. That's a nice looking shot. He had the length as well to trust his hands. Welcome boundary.
Yeah, he hasn't quite found his length yet, Chris Jordan. He has been punished. He's gone for 13 from, well, best part of an over and a half. And part of the reason for that, he hasn't quite found the length to bowl on this surface. He will do for sure. That is one thing you can guarantee almost with Chris Jordan at this phase of the game.
the ground by Michael Jones, and again the same outcome, so back-to-back boundaries.
Excellent batting. Someone who's played at the top of the order as well, so he knows about playing strong shots down the ground. Mid-off and mid-on are both up. Maybe is making it a little tougher for Chris Jordan to bowl the right length. Going to make a change now. Long on back, third man up. I think this is a better feel for him.
Pace off Jordan, this time just a single. Michael Jones, I think you'll remember his name. Scottish international, he played brilliantly against England in the World Cup, 45 I think of just 30 deliveries, so certainly a talented cricketer with a job on his hands. That 130 is still on, 8 and over from here will get them to that 130 mark. Still feel that that is too light, particularly against this Surrey batting lineup. Again, good running.
It's also quite a good toss to win, isn't it? Because you get a bit of a clue as to how you play now. If it had gone the other way and Surrey had been batting now, might have just struggled a little bit, and you know exactly how to play on this surface, what you've seen.
Leg side will just be the single to finish the over, but it's a good one for Durham. Be pleased with that. Hopefully that will give them some momentum. 12 coming from it, 82 for 6.
शेफ
स्कैम होगा तो
ब्लू टिक है शेफ
Trusted businesses को पहचानो in a flash with Meta Verified Badge. Message privately with multiple layers of protection. WhatsApp.
W X Z
XZ नहीं, डॉक्टर का भरोसेमंद ZX.
ZX का असरदार आरामदायक फॉर्मूला खांसी पे काम शुरू करे सिर्फ 15 मिनट में.
Leg side field out for Tom Curran. And the fine leg who is in the ring. It's a good strike, half stop cover, which just allow them to come through for a single.
That last shot was a better option, I think. It's a bit of use of feet. Try and force the bowler to bring the keeper up. You see how far down he is, and that just asked Tom Curran a little bit of a question now. Maybe I just might have to alter my length up a little bit. Field has changed now. On the back of that shot, we've got Sam Curran at long off, Chris Jordan at long on.
Just trying to think ahead to the bowling innings now for Durham, because clearly this evening seam and pace has been the way to go, but that hasn't been what's brought Durham the majority of their success. Yes, they've got Ben Rain, Bryden Cast, but it's actually been Souter and Parkinson who have done the job for Durham with the ball in hand, mainly in the middle overs. And, a big shout from Tom Curran. He didn't get a huge amount of support. He's just saying, was that height to Rory Burns? There is one review each. Tom Curran is still asking the question. Yeah, they are going to have a look. It just took a little bit longer than perhaps it should have done, but they're going to go upstairs.
Can we go front on, please? Thank you. Can we just take that back. Just run it through there, please. The ball is quite close as we're going through. Can we go to ultra edge when available, please? Just take that back, take that back. So I have contact with ball on glove. So I am ready to come back to you on screen. James, you're on screen now. Stick with your on-field decision.
Decent amount of glove involved. I can understand why Curran thought as well height might have been an issue. Back of the hand, slower delivery, obviously. Sometimes just kicks on. Well, that's a big one. We haven't seen too many of them, if any, this evening, and that has gone a long way back into the stands. Excellent strike from Michael Jones.
As an opening batter, you'll play shots like this in the power play. He's got a pretty fresh pitch and he's got a good ball as well. The ball's pretty hard still because it's been beating the bat. And that is a super connection.
Just loaded up that back leg. You can see even there, what Michael Jones is trying to do is just load up that back leg. Barely any weight going through that front leg until the point of contact. Just gives him rhythm.
Try and play with a straight-ish bat. I think you can say on that occasion they're looking to hit in front of square.
Good work, Paul Jats. Confusion though. Stranded. Or is he not? No. I think Rory Burns here. We just need to have another look at this because the question is, did he get the ball in his hands? He had so much time to run Michael Jones out. I don't think he's actually made contact with the stumps, Nighty.
Extraordinary bit of cricket. I guess that's all he can do. I mean, just get it into the gloves somehow. Would you believe it?
It was delayed actually who was trying to get back. I think it was Michael Jones who just slipped at the other end. Well, this is in the air, but there are two fielders trying to converge. It's an excellent catch from Dom Sibley, but it's ended up the wrong side of the boundary rope. So an eventful over, but a good one for Durham. 14 runs coming from it, 96 for 6.
रणजी के क्या मैचेस चल रहे हैं ना? क्या?
कौन राजू मैचेस?
कीर्ति के इस क्रेज को दोस्तों ने क्रेजी समझा, तो वो पहुंची फेसबुक।
लीग का फॉर्मेट चेंज होना चाहिए ना?
उफ, क्या लोग मिले हैं यार। टेस्ट क्रिकेट की बुराई मेरे होते हुए नहीं। ईस्टर्न डिवीजन के स्कोर्स नहीं मिले।
रुक जा, एक दोस्त है।
और सिर्फ बातें नहीं, अपनों जैसों का साथ भी मिला। Get more into what you're into. Facebook.
Well, a couple of boundaries the previous over. Just Durham not far short of 100. 5 overs remaining. Be wide. Oh, Mark Butcher, explain this. Well, it's a fabulous piece of cricket, this. So Jones turns. Curran has not got his eyes on Jones at all and runs into the back of it, which is where the mix-up comes from. And then you get this, under no pressure whatsoever. I was thinking Nathan Lyon, Headingley 2019, but there was a bit of pressure on that occasion. No pressure at all on Burns, apart from the pressure that will be put on him by Tom Curran, who was nonplussed, to say the very least, that the very next delivery disappeared out of the ground for 6. Well, just over the boundary anyway. He's still chuntering away under his breath. Swung away towards the gap, but Everton gets around comfortably. Begs the question, would they have upheld the appeal? Possibly. Well, I think they would, because the batter being run out was Jones and not DeLeader. DeLeader was impeded. He was impeded unintentionally by Tom Curran. But it was Jones that had come all the way down and had to make his way back. So under those circumstances, I wouldn't have had an issue with it as the fielding captain. We'll never know. Good delivery. Sneaks that Yorker in well. Sam Curran. Not quick, but just the length is perfect. Yeah, it's been a real feature actually of his bowling over the course of this summer. A period there where it deserted him a little bit, that Yorker, which made the slower balls and the change-up slightly less effective. He's right back at it now. Off and a pitch one to finish the 16th, so just the 4 remaining for Durham to try and set some sort of target for Surrey. 102 for 6.
कीर्ति को लगता था कि उससे बड़ा क्रिकेट नर्ड हो ही नहीं सकता।
क्या हुआ? यहाँ रवांडा वर्सेस उगांडा क्वालिफायर्स की बात चल रही है। Love it.
Get more into what you're into. Facebook.
W X Z
XZ नहीं, डॉक्टर का भरोसेमंद ZX।
ZX का असरदार आरामदायक फॉर्मूला खांसी पे काम शुरू करे सिर्फ 15 मिनट में।
It's runs on the board. It might not be what you would hope for and want. Runs on the board. Get your seamers into the game. Pick up some early wickets. Give yourselves a chance. So 2 left for the skipper, Jordan. 1 for the Currans. Oh dear. You have to imagine that it'd be just as difficult for Surrey's opening batters as it was for Durham's. The pitch isn't going to change in terms of its condition, particularly when the ball is brand new. And don't forget, that period of the ball being new is extended out to maybe 8